Why is too inconvenient for you? What's still too inconvenient? What, do you think this is too big? Fine then, I've got a solution. So the Ipod Nano, it's an MP3 player. Most of you probably know what that is, but if you're a baby and you managed to come across this video, then click off right now because this is too much for your little brain to handle. So the Ipod Nano, this is the second gen. It came out in 2006. The first gen came out in 2005, replacing the iPod Mini. Now this thing, if you can't tell, it's absolutely tiny. It's tiny. This is the 2 GB model. They did go up to 8 GB. There was even a 4 GB model in between, and it started at $150. As you can see, it's got a color display, and I mean, luckily mine hasn't got the black spot, which is basically just the battery swelling up inside and pushing against the screen, which is, well, not good. Also, listen to this. That's a click wheel. I mean, look. Touch sensitive. Now, of course, it's a music player. I mean, that's basically what an MP3 player is, but this one actually can show photos. There's a very compressed image of my dog. This thing doesn't only play music and show photos, it's also got a bit of extra functions. Right here in extras, it's got a clock, it's got some games, you can put in your people's contact information, it's got a calendar, you can put notes on it, stopwatch, and you can even put a screen lock on it. So the battery length for one of these is, well, originally around 1 day, like 24 hours. Of course, it's probably decreased on this one, but I mean, this is probably the original battery, but I got lucky. As I said before, it's very thin, but that's actually a bad thing when it comes to repairing this thing, but because that actually just means that the top part here and the bottom part here is the only way you can access it. And the thing is, the case is one big piece, which makes it so that you have to slide the guts out of this thing if you want to repair it. The bad thing is, if you get a swollen battery, which I actually got when I charged this, I got lucky and it went away. The thing is, when you got a black spot, as it's called, it's nearly impossible to push out, which makes this nearly impossible to repair when it shows signs of, well, death. But if you were to actually find one that's functioning and in good nick, it is a very good iPod. You can shuffle your songs, you can of course play them, no shit. And for being an MP3 player, it's very small and it's very convenient. I mean, I started off with a shuffle. I like that thing, but I like this thing even more. So I think I should probably plug it into my stereo and let you guys have a little listen. So yeah, it sounds fine even though when this is on the lowest quality. I mean, to adjust the volume, you just... Cool. So this model right here is the 2 GB model, which is the lowest of the lowest. But I mean, I can still manage to fit around 400 or 500 songs on it if I use the lowest quality, which I find bearable. So I mean, all in all, very good iPod if you want to get into it, but only if you find one that's functioning. Because if you find one that's not, thank you for watching. If you have any questions, just, well, ask it. There is a comment section. Oh well, hope you found this useful.